Okay, ladies, how are you? I hope you're fine as always. And today I'm going to propose you a new exercise. It's going to take us more than one tutorial probably because I want to do it step by step just to make sure that you do it properly. It's going to be an exercise of optical illusion. I'm not going to show you the result, but what I want to tell you is that if you don't do it right, I mean the steps that you have to follow just to reach the final goal, it's going to turn quite badly. So make sure that you do it properly, take your time, and just try to follow every instruction I'm going to give you step by step. Don't miss anything, okay? Don't miss any step, and stop the video whenever you need in order to do it the same way I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so we're going to represent well, it may look like a simple thing. We're going to do this. Okay, it's one M. Why I'm doing an M is not because of Maria. It could be, but it's a coincidence. This exercise is not made by myself. I mean, I didn't create it. It's something that is already done. And as I was telling you before, it's about optical illusions. So we are going to learn how to draw properly this M, and then in the next tutorials we will how can I say, we will guess what is going to happen. Okay, so for today the main goal of this tutorial is to finish this M and make it look as the one that you are seeing right now. Okay, so for that, I'm so sorry, but you need pencil, rubber, triangle set of squares, and a ruler. If it is longer than this one, it's going to be better, but well, with this one or something similar to that one, you can work. Okay, this is what I have right now, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, first step is just not difficult, but a step that is quite annoying, because I need you to draw this diagonal. Okay, the A4 diagonal, this one, the same direction. Don't do it like that, do it like this, please. So for that, take a long ruler in case you have one, or take the longest side of your 60 degrees set square. Mine is broken, it doesn't reach the other side of the diagonal, but I'm going to put it more or less imagining that it goes to the vertex or to this corner. Okay, so I think like this can, well, I mean, it's accepted. Acceptable. Let's say instead of accepted, acceptable. If you are not strictly precise, is not a real problem, but well, try to put it as accurate as you can. And we're going to do the diagonal, not press hard, okay, because at the end of this thing we are going to erase all the lines and we only need the M. Okay, the one that I showed you before. Okay, so we have this diagonal. Now we are going to take a ruler and you're going to take 65 millimeters or 6.5 centimeters. Okay, and we're going to put them here. And we just, as you can see, 6.5, and I draw a small mark just to make sure that we have the measurement over there. That's all we have to do right now. And now we have to use a triangle set a square, but if you don't want to use the tinky winky thing, it's not necessary. Continue using the 60 degrees set a square, and please take the two sides that forms a right angle. Okay, so we are going to make this side coincide with the edge of the sheet. Make sure that you don't put it like this or like this. It has to be like exactly at the same level of the sheet edge. Okay, so here we go. We got it. We are putting the other side on the mark, just on the mark. My 60, I don't know if you can see it here, but my 6.5 centimeters mark is just here. So don't put it here. Don't put it here. Just make sure that you go till the mark. I'm going to put it a little bit bigger in order to I want you to see it properly. So we go like this, we stop at the mark, we make sure we put this side together with the side of the sheet, and once we got it, we are going to draw a straight line up from the mark up till the very end of the sheet. You're not seeing it, I'm so sorry. It's quite tight, the space, but yeah, upwards and till the end of the sheet, right? Nice. Now we're going to do the same this side. So in this case, we're going to continue using this vertex of my 60 degrees set square. I'm going to set the ruler side on the line that I have already done, and the other side, it has to coincidir with the mark, the 6.5, and we're going to draw another line to the right side like this. This is the first step. I hope it's not very difficult, and remember, you don't have to press very hard because we are going to erase the lines at the very end of this part of the exercise. Okay, I mean, when we finish this tutorial, you will have to erase everything, but GM has to remain there. Has to remain, yeah. I'm thinking about my English. Sometimes I'm making a lot of mistakes, but I don't mind. It's like a common class, and I'm used to it. All right, now we're going to take 3.4 centimeters. 3.4. We're going to put our ruler here, and we're going to do 5 marks with 3.4. Make sure you put 3.4 and not 3.6 or something like that. That sometimes happens, and then everything turns wrong, and we don't want that to happen. So 3.4 the whole time. 3.4 again 3 times. 4 times. You can take the compass if you prefer it, but well, I'm just doing with a ruler and that's fine. Okay, and the last one, 3.4. Why is this like that? Because I did it previously, and these are the measurements that are going to work better. I just figure it out by myself. I mean, it could be bigger or smaller, but I think these measurements are going to fit perfectly with the sheet, and that's why. I mean, it's nothing that has to be fixed like this. I mean, like, well, you know. Now, once we have done these 5 marks, we're going to divide this one, the second one, into 3 equal parts. So, as is not exact, because we have 3.4, if we divide it by 3, we will have 1.1 something. Okay, so we are going to put 1.1, and the last mark is going to be a little bigger, but who cares? So 1.1 or 1 or just 1.1, and in the space in between 1.1 and 1.2, we can add the mark. Okay, one more time. 1.1, well, more or less. The second mark is divided now into 3 equal parts. We are going to need this part here. I'm going to point it out with an arrow. You don't have to do it, but I just want you to focus on the one on the arrow, okay? With the arrow, I mean. Now, we go, in this one, we don't have to do anything. We go to the third one, and this one we're going to divide it into 4 equal parts. I'm going to tell you the measurements. You have to add 0.85. Less than 1 centimeter is 0.85. So we have to take 0.8, which is here, and a little bit more, like in the space. 1 time. 0.85, ¿vale? 2 times. And 3 times. And the last one probably is not exactly the same size or the same length, but who cares? And we're going to put an arrow on the one in the middle, the mark in the middle, and the one just right on its right side. I mean this one. 2. We have to take these 2 marks. They are going to be the important ones, not the rest. So I'm going to put like here a circle as well, a circle and a circle. You don't have to do all these marks, but I hope you are seeing it properly. I know it's quite small, but I think you can see it. All right, let's continue. We have 2 more spaces, big spaces. The fourth one, we're going to divide it again into 3 equal parts as the second one, with 1.1, okay? 1.1, and just in the space between 0.1 and 0.2. And here, the same thing. 1, I don't know what I'm saying, wine, really. It's like, I can't help it. No lo puedo evitar. Okay, so now, the second one, we have done 2 small marks between this area, where we're going to pick the one here. Okay? And this one, we don't have to divide it anymore, but we're going to add another small mark on the right side with 1.1 again. And we need this one. I'm going to put a circle on it. So just remember, we have 5 divisions, big ones, 3.4 centimeters. The first one, we leave it like this. The second one, we divide it into 3 equal parts. 1.1 is the space that you have to leave, or the measurement that you have to put each time. And you pick the first division. On the third big area, just well, to understand ourselves, big area, third big area, we divide it into 4 equal parts, and it's 0.85, 0.85, 0.85, 0.85, and we pick the one in the middle and the one on the right side of the previous one, okay? On the third big area, we divide it again into 3 equal parts, 1.1, 1.1, and we pick the second one. The fifth big area, we don't have to do anything, but we're going to add 1.1 on the right side, and we put an arrow on it, or, well, you have to know that we're going to use that, okay? All right, first step done. Now we're going to use again the triangle set square, the 60 degrees set square, and we are going to, from this arrow here, we are going to do the same thing we have done before, and we're going to fit it to this line, the line of the marks. And now I'm going to draw a line upwards till the very end of the sheet. That's it. Now here we're going to take 75 centimeters, okay? We're going to start on the final mark of this line, the one that we added at the end, and we're going to put here 75 millimeters, yeah, 75 millimeters, I don't know what I'm saying, and we have this mark here. Okay, let's continue. Now we're going to draw lines upwards using as references the marks that I told you that they were the important ones. Okay, so we are going to put here the 60 degrees at a square, and we are going to draw a line upwards till the end. We do the same with the rest of the arrows or marks, or, well, the specific ones that I've showed you on the previous step. Okay. Don't press hard. Remember, we're going to erase all this in the near future. So I'm trying to press a little bit in order to show you the result. That's it. Can you see it? I have all these lines, but I have to draw some other lines up. Let me check it, because I have already done this. Okay. This is the big one. This is the big one. I'm going to separate the big areas. Okay. Look, in the third big space, 1, 2, and 3, remember that space, we divided it into 4 equal parts. The one in the middle, in fact, we lengthen it to the very top of the sheet, but we don't need this part. I'm so sorry, I just realized right now. So we only need to point out the intersection with the diagonal. Do you remember? We did the diagonal, and now we have done this line here. So we need this point so that This part here, we can erase it. We don't need it. Okay? We need just this point. What else? What else? What else? I'm checking everything. Okay. Well, let's continue. Now, I'm going to turn the sheet. Do you remember that here we have put 75 millimeters and we've done this mark? Okay, so we're going to set the triangle, the 60 degrees at a square here, as I'm doing right now, taking this line as the reference, okay? And the mark is here, so I'm going to draw a line like this. I know this is getting a little bit intense, but you are doing it very well. So now, points that I need. I need one mark, 2, 3, the fourth. The fourth one, this arrow here goes up. I have to find the intersection of this line here, the one that I have already done, and this one here. I'm going to do a small cross. I hope you are seeing it. Okay, so these two, this is what I need. And following this line, I'm going to focus on this first arrow here, and the intersection is also an important point here, okay? You got it? I hope so. Okay, more things, more things, more things. Yeah, now we go to the top, okay? We go to the top and we're going to put here 0.6 millimeters. 0.6 millimeters. That's it, 0.6. And we're going to draw a line that goes from side to side like this. Okay? You got it? Yeah? Okay, now pay attention. The arrow line that goes up and the new line that we have done. Here we have an important point, okay? Arrow, and here, okay? Now, we go to the third big division. It was divided into 4 equal parts. We need now to focus on the last part on this arrow here, okay, not the one in the middle, the one on the right side, and we go up, 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 and here we have an intersection that we need. Okay? Okay, come on, let's continue. Now we got the fourth division, and yes, the fourth division, there are no arrows here. I mean, this one is not important right now, but the end point of this division, this one here, I missed doing this. I have to do it. I go up and I find another intersection. They are all at this level, the 0.6 line level. Okay, and finally, the last mark that we have done, the one here with the arrow on the corner, we go up and we also find a cross in the intersection with the 0.6 millimeters line. I think it's all that you need. We have this cross, this cross, this cross, and this cross, and here we have this arrow, we have this arrow too. And we have this point here. Then we have this arrow in the middle, and we have this point here. And then we got this point here on the first arrow with the line that came over here. Okay, I know that it is a little bit tricky. If you are following my instructions, I think it's not very hard, but it takes time to do it. In fact, 25 minutes had already run. And now is the moment to create our M. Okay, for drawing the M, I prefer to use a pencil. If it is possible, I would use one with the H alone, 1H, 2H, 3H, okay? The one with the blue or green button, but it's up to you. It's not very, very important. It's just that I prefer it, but you can use the red button one or the mechanical pencil if you feel comfortable with it. I mean, it depends on tastes, okay? So don't worry about that. But now you have to follow me, and this is going to be tricky. So take your time. I repeat, if you have to stop the video, try to do the shape of what I'm going to tell you properly, and then you push play and you press play, sorry, and you continue, okay? So now we're going to focus on this mark here and the corner of this area, okay? The first mark that we have done, in fact, on this exercise, because it's a sheet. Okay, so this point here and this point here, okay? We have to draw an arc, freehand, no compasses. We have to draw an arc that goes from here to here, this way. This is not easy. This is not easy. Probably I should change. No, I think it goes well. Something like this. It's a curved line. I cannot tell you exactly where to draw it, but it has to be at the end tangent and finish at this point. Okay, it'd be a little bit more open, but it cannot go like this. It has to be like this. So take your time to do it, please, because it's important. If this phase of this part of the or this step of the whole exercise is not well done, it's not going to work. And believe me, the final result is quite cool. I mean, I like it. I have to confess, I like it a lot. And when I saw the guy doing this video, I can tell you later, I was amazed, and I said, oh my God, I have to do something like this with my girls. So that's it. Okay. You already done it? Have already done it? Yeah? Well done. Let's continue. Now we're going to focus on this point right in the middle and the first mark, not the arrow, the first mark of the first big area, 3.4. Do you remember? And we're going to do a curved line parallel to this one. They have to be parallel visually. So it's going to be like something like this. I have to follow the same, more or less, the same direction. Of this line. Then I will fix things and so, but well, more or less, I think it is. Maybe it's like a little bit narrower, un poco más estrecho, pero esto está. Esto es un poco como dónde empiezo, dónde acabo, qué es lo que quiero hacer y con la vista como imaginarme el recorrido y dibujarlo. no es fácil. Aquí sí que tienes ya un poco la referencia de la línea de antes, porque tienen que ir como paralelas. Sí que es verdad que esto está un poco más ancho por aquí y un poquito más estrecho por aquí, pero tenéis que ir desde esta marca a esta marca. Lo he hecho así, en el vídeo original no sale nada de esto y la M la hace el tipo en un momento, pim pam pum. Pero digo, si hay que hacerlo así, creo que no va a ser un caos. Entonces lo he desglosado, me he montado yo todo este rollo de medidas y aunque sea más rollo, al final vamos a conseguir todos tener el mismo resultado y creo que bueno, que es la mejor manera para esto. Let's continue. Now, big area, second big area, mark of the second big area, okay, this one, and we're going to connect this point with this, with an arc. Okay, something like this. So let's go. This is not easy at all. This is not easy at all. So remember, take your time and try to do it the most accurate as you can, because if not, it's going to turn a little bit creepy and it would be a shame. That's why I record, as you know, my videos in real time, because I want you to follow me and to make it more realistic and to fit to the class time. Okay, something like this. Later I will make some arrangements, but well, that's it. Okay, this is working. Now, easy peasy. We have to connect this point with this point. You can use a ruler if you want, or you just can highlight it a little bit with the pencil, freehand, and you practice a little bit of freehand, which is not bad. Next step, we're going to connect this point with this point, and it has to be more or less parallel to this line. I say more or less because it's going to change at some point, okay? But it's going to start something similar to this line here. I go down, and now I'm going to change direction, curving it slightly and just reaching the cross. Something like this. I'm not very happy with the result because this part has to be a little bit parallel to this one and this part should be a little bit parallel to this one. So I'm going to change the curve a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, now it turns similar to this one. It doesn't mean they are going to be strictly parallel, but it's a way to give you some tips to draw the M more easily. This is my intention. I don't know if I'm going to achieve that, but this is my intention. Okay, here we go. We have an M. Now, the lowest part of the M, well, of course, this is a part of the M. Here, it goes from this point to this point here. Okay? So this is like the length of the third big area. I don't know what I'm saying big, but well, I think you understand me. So it's going to be this part here. Okay, let's continue. Now we're going to connect this point on the top with this point again. And the direction that the curved line has to take is similar to this one. Similar, okay? So let's try to it like parallel. Remember that we have to reach the point. We have to reach the point. So we cannot start like this and then turn like this because it doesn't come. We pass through it. And no, we have to try to connect them. So that's the tricky part. When you see someone doing it, it seems like, oh my God, this is easy. But sometimes it's not as easy as it may seem. Here. Got it. Okay, because if I start like this and I go like this, I will pass. So I cannot do this. And then I turn. I cannot do that. So I have to open the arc and try to measure how I have to draw the line. It's not easy. I hope it's not turning very, very difficult for you. This is the last upper part of my M. Remember here we have a space. It's important, this space. We're going to use it later. And let's connect this point of the third big area with this point here, okay? And it's going to be similar to the direction that this line are taking. So it's something like this. That's it. Something like this. I think I'm right. Yeah, because now we have to go here and here. I don't know. Maybe I made some mistakes. No, here and here. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. I was a little bit like had a micro stroke, but it's okay. Everything is explained properly. Now, this one, we're going to connect this one with this one. Do you remember the 5 big areas, which is the point of the end point of the fourth one? Okay, this point here, and it's going to be quite similar to this one. Quite similar, not exactly the same, but similar to this one. So I'm going to go slightly down and connect. More or less. We have the straight line that goes down. I'm going to erase it a little bit. You know, at the end we're going to erase all that line, so I don't need it anymore. And because it's like disturbing me. So that's it, more or less. Yeah, and now we are going to highlight this part. We forget about this, okay? We are not going to use it, and we are going to connect this endpoint, not the one that we added, the right side. We're going to connect this point with this one. It's going to be tricky because it's something similar to this first curved, which is quite long. And here we're going to connect them like this as well. So it's going to turn something like this. It goes parallel to this one and then parallel to this one, something like this, more or less. I don't want you to go very, very inside of the letter. We are going to start like this, but then quickly we are going to turn, to change the direction, and here we go. Okay, I got it. You can fix now things to make some corrections. If there's something that doesn't suit you, you can retry. And I encourage you to do it the best as you can. Okay, there we go. We have an M. It's a strange M. Well, a strange M. It's an M, but curved. It's a little bit different as how we usually draw it. I don't like this one so much. I'm going to thicken it a little bit. It had like a belly and now it looks better, in my opinion. So this way, I think it's nice. I think it's working properly, and yeah, that's it. So now, once you have the M done, you have to erase everything and just leave the M. What I did myself was to take another sheet, to put it here, and with a light table or on the window to transfer it, okay? But if it is too much work for you and you are not forced to do that, you just have to erase the whole thing, okay? So take your time, try not to make wrinkles while you are erasing. So take your time for everything because we don't want to spoil. Adiós, el lapicero se me ha ido a Cuenca. Ahí está. No queremos estropear el trabajo, desde luego, porque supongo que nos ha supuesto, para hacer una M, madre mía, llevamos aquí 40 minutazos, 43 ya. Vale, entonces vamos a ir borrando todas las líneas que hay dentro, con mucho cuidadito de no cargarnos la hoja. Ponemos bien la mano para estirar, porque son errores que nos puede dar el patatús si tenemos que volver a empezar. Con esto voy a quitar un poco lo gordo, y luego yo que tengo la goma esta mágica mía estrechita, pues la voy a usar. Vosotros, si no la tenéis, pues tenéis que a lo mejor borrar un poco de la M y luego rehacerla, o yo qué sé. Bueno, seguro que os apañáis bien. Mierda, a lo que me refería. Qué bien, María, qué alegría. He tenido suerte, y os diré por qué. Porque esto más tarde se va a recortar. Pero la rabia que me acaba de dar es importante, ¿eh? Por eso os digo que tengáis cuidado, porque no me gustaría que os pasase a vosotros. Si me pasa a mí, pues mira. Ya os digo, es una M porque yo el tutorial que he visto, vamos, no es un tutorial, es un tío en YouTube que hace mogollón de cosas uno de tantos, de ilusiones ópticas, y el otro día pues se reprodujo sin yo buscarlo, realmente apareció como de la nada. Debe ser que ya me va rastreando las cookies y todas estas historias, pues cosas artísticas o vete tú a saber. Bueno, el caso, que me moló. Entonces, el tío lo hace como sin querer, o sea, la M no la organiza ni nada, de pa, 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 y dices tú, venga, alegría. Pero yo, claro, he intentado estructuraroslo para que a todos nos quede bien y no sea frustrante. O sea, lleva más trabajo, pero que no sea frustrante. Bueno, pues esta es la parte de hoy. Hoy únicamente esto es lo que voy a hacer. Os garantizo que la siguiente parte ya va a ser más llevadera, más artística y no tan estructurada, por decirlo así. ¿Vale? Pero bueno, para hoy, lunes, esto es lo que vamos a hacer. No vamos a hacer más. Chan chan. ¿Qué ocurrirá? Pues va a quedar guay. Queda guay, de verdad. Yo lo hice en la tablet. Lo que pasa es que si os lo enseño desde aquí con este punto de vista no lo vais a ver. Yo lo hice en la tableta así en plan rápido para ver si realmente funcionaba y era capaz de hacerlo yo. Y sí, funciona. Funciona. Así que nada, esperemos. Alguno a lo mejor tiene curiosidad y se pone a buscar cosas de estas y lo encuentra. Bueno, pues ya está. Yo os explicaré el jueves cómo continuar, ¿vale? Pues nada, chicas, un lunes más. Ya nos han dejado salir a ventilar. Espero que os haya sentado bien, que aprovechéis además estos días que está haciendo así bueno. Los que tengáis alergia, y madre mía, con todos los chopos ahí a tope. Pero bueno, que ya poco a poco vamos mejorando. Así que nada, lo dejamos ya por hoy. Que os vaya muy bien, que tengáis una feliz semana y nos vemos el jueves, ¿vale? Un besico. Chao.